Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cop Council. Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. And welcome to an LFC Daily News show for you guys. And as you can see, I am joined by a very special guest, and that's Mickey Friars from Planet LFC. Mick, how you doing, mate?
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic start to the Premier League season. So we're all buzzing.
Yeah, no, we are indeed. And yeah, guys, please leave a comment down below if you could. Please leave a like as well. Be very much appreciated. Please subscribe here. Please subscribe over on Planet LFC. I'll leave the link in the description down below if I've forgotten to do so. I think I haven't, but I will remind myself later on to do so anyway. But of course, as you can see by the thumbnail and title, Andy Robertson has signed a brand new deal, taking it up to 2026, I should say, not 2025. So many contracts that's happening at the moment, it's hard to keep up with them. But of course, Andy Robertson, fantastic news with that. Of course, Shaqiri as well, that's confirmed that he has left Liverpool to join Lyon as well. And of course, Ben Woodburn as well has joined Hearts on loan as well from Liverpool as well. But let's say hi to a few of you guys. Helen's saying hi, Connor, hope you've had a boss day. Absolutely fantastic. Nikki's in the chat as always, saying hi to Helen. John's as well, saying hi guys, hope you both are well. Walk alone, thank you mate. I think both of us are doing very, very well. Chris is saying evening everyone, and Connor, for God's sake, thank you, Chris. Hi, Helen, as well, says John, and then hi, Helen, as well. Yeah, printing it twice. Yeah, printing it twice as well. But without further ado, let's talk about Andy Robertson. Then, of course, signing the new deal until 2026. Mick, what are your thoughts about it? We've had the likes of Trent, Fabinho, Ali, Virgil. We're waiting for the likes of Hendo and Mo as well. But Andy Robertson, I think it was reported yesterday by James Pierce that talks had been going super well between the two, and then today it got announced. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the situation?
It's fantastic news, because we know with last season when Genie went down to 1 year and it was a major distraction. He was, with the fans were talking about it. Every press conference, Klopp was asked about it, and then Genie got a bit of stick from some of the Liverpool fan base whenever Liverpool lost, even though it weren't his fault. He was probably one of the better players. So it's all good. It's great for the future of the club. And Andy Robertson just loves this club. He's loved Andy, he loves the club. So it's all good news. We need the core basis of our team to sign long-term contracts. And then we can build, because in a couple of years, we're going to need a new front line or start to use a new front line, because these boys aren't going to last forever. So but if you get your core players signed, you can move on with signing the right players. I really do think that this summer is at the players that we wanted weren't available for the prices we wanted. So, but as Klopp says, goes forward, he doesn't buy second choice, he buys his first choice.
Yeah, no, exactly. And look, I think as well, I think many people have been a bit frustrated, of course, with the transfer market and so forth. But you actually look at it, I think I've seen a report on it today that with Robbo's, contract now confirmed, it looks to be that Liverpool have spent around 250 million on contracts, which, I don't think really anyone's taken into consideration, and that's let alone without the likes of Jordan Henderson potentially signing a new one and Mo Salah as well. I think them two are the next to be announced. I think more so, Jordan Henderson. I think Mo Salah might be a little bit more of a time, but I think Mo will definitely sign for Liverpool anyway. But of course, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I know that everyone was laughing a few days ago about the pie video that Liverpool did bring out with him and Curtis Jones, which I thought was brilliant. But look, it's fantastic. And as Chris says there, best left back in the world, and he is the best left back in the world. Look, we spent £8 million. It was practically a free transfer, wasn't it, Mick? From Hull. Was it Stewart? I forgot. Kevin Stewart, was it? Yeah, Kevin Stewart.
Kevin Stewart.
Yeah. No.
I think he went to them for more money than we got Robertson for.
Yeah, I think we got like a £500,000 profit off of that, if my memory is correct. But it just goes to show, mate, doesn't it? You know, just I think pretty much all of us, when we were looking at Robbo, we were like, really, like Andy Robertson, like we should be looking for, you know, key and high players. But realistically, I think we were saying this, you know, off stream. None of us know anything about football, do we?
Well, it seems like we think we know something, and then the club going previous wrong. Like you said to me earlier about Timo Werner, we were all mad when we didn't get him because I think he's going to be the boss. And Jota's turned out to be better than him. So what do we know?
Yeah, exactly. What do we know? Helen says hi to Doug. Hello, Doug, by the way. Hopefully you have a fantastic day. John says, Cloud doing well with signing players down, like having give them the respect for that, but still feel we need to just one more signing. Yeah, I get people are frustrated about transfers. We will talk about transfers in this video anyway. Chris, I could see a comment. We might come back to that, to be fair. But you know, look, Andy Robertson, new deal. Look, it's fantastic news, and personally, I can't wait to find out who we sign next. I'll sign up to next. Like we said, I think Jordan Henderson is the next one. Mick, would you agree with that with Hendo? I know that we spoke off camera, and we were both like Mo Salah is the more key important one, but I think Hendo is the one that I think everyone wants to be confirmed.
Oh, I was at the match on Saturday, as you know, and I just watched Henderson. He was immense. You know, he captained the side. He never stopped shouting. He never stopped. You know, we needed his leadership against Burnley because Burnley were tough opponents. They were pretty tough. He did a few shimmies, a few skills as well, some brilliant passes. It's really important that we tie our captain down. He's at the wrong side of 30. I know there was a bit of hesitance from the actual owners because of his age. But Klopp has jumped in apparently and said, no, look, we need to do it. So if he stays fit, he gets 4-year deal. That's the thing. He gets 3 years and an option to 1-year deal, depending on appearances. So it's an incentive for him to stay fit, which is what I think some players think. Sometimes players keep getting little niggles and they go, I can't play for a few weeks. When realistically they can. Yeah, because Luis Suarez was injured every week apparently and he still played.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's in the head, so I don't know, but it's good news for Hendo. We just got to tie that Salah one down.
Yeah,
that's really important. He's an elite player. He's probably the best player to play for Liverpool and play in the Premier League. On his people might have got me say, "Oh, Steven Gerrard, Ken English," but no one is. His striking power is the best I've seen in a Liverpool shirt, and I just think I think he's very underrated by everybody. Our opponents keep saying he's a one-season wonder. It's not bad for a one-season wonder.
Well, to be fair, like, was it Robbie from AFTV was like, if Mo was European or South American, he would be given a lot more credit than what he's deserved now. It's like, even so now with Chelsea coming up, like somehow Mo Salah's been written off against Chelsea, and I'm just like, did you not see the last time Mo played, you know, Chelsea in front of a full crowd? Like, you know, he absolutely destroyed them with that rocket goal, you know, and it's the same's going to happen this weekend. They're just going to underestimate us again and Mo Salah, and you know, we're just going to batter Chelsea. But guys, let us know your thoughts anyway in the comment section down below. Chris says Salah will be the last one to sign. Genie, I know Genie's changed his name to NHS, says Evening Reds as well. And Chris says 5-season wonder with a laughing face as well. We love to see it, Chris, don't we? We love to bloody see it anyway. But moving on then, away from Andy Robertson's contract, of course, guys, keep your comments coming in about the Robbo deal. Let us know your thoughts. Anyway, let's move on to the Shaqiri news, of course. We did break the news that Shaqiri had agreed, and well, Liverpool and Lyon agreed a fee of £9.5 million, and the deal was done pretty quickly. Shaqiri flew out the next day, did all the contracts and medicals, and now he is officially a Lyon player. I know Mickey was crying then. I know, Mick, that pretty much you, as well as I know a few players, a few people as well, were, you know, very sad to see Shaq go, me included. You know, what are your thoughts on it? You know, I know Liverpool wanted around 12 million, for him, and we ended up getting 9.5. What's your thought process about that? Do you think maybe we got rid of him to sign someone else, or do you think it's the correct fee for the right time?
I think I'm really upset because I think he's a great player. I think he was underused. Whenever he played for us, he did well. He'll always be remembered for them 2 goals against Manchester United and the overhead kick in the friendly against Manchester United. He'll always be remembered for that. But he did a lot more than that. He was instrumental in beating Barcelona in that semi-final. He was immense that day. When he played against Everton, he scored a goal as well, and he set a couple up for Origi. I just really, really am sad that he's gone. So I love him as a player, but I think it isn't the club's doing. I think he's looked at it and thought, I need more football, because, as you see in the European Championship, he's one of the best players in the European Championships. I believe that Lyon have absolutely ripped us off, because he's worth treble that, in my opinion. In current finances, he's worth 40 to 50 million pound player. And it may be the fact that he's Swiss. Again, if he was Brazilian, he'd be 50 million pound. I'm 100% certain. He's a great player.
Well, you look at it, and the likes of Richarlison's getting linked to PSG now for 80, 90 million pounds, and that's just ridiculous for someone that can only do a peacock dance, in my opinion. But it is sad, and Chris says there, I'm sad to see Shaqiri go. He's had memorable moments in 1819 and 1920. Hope he smashes it at Lyon. Yeah, I think he will smash it. Look, the French league will now, obviously they have now the best Swiss player, like Mickey said, best player for them at the Euros, in my opinion, driving, and realistically, even in the World Cup, next year he's going to be their best player again. And 9.5 million pounds, I thought at the time when it got obviously rumored, because of course the original bid was around 4 million pounds, I believe, which was a rip-off. I thought that was a joke at some point, but then, of course, when it got all reported out by the Liverpool journals, you were like, oh, they've really bid that much. But just 9.5 million, it just seems a very, very low estimate. And the fact that it just seems that Liverpool have given up on the transfer. They've just gone, it's enough that what we were asking for. Okay, we'll go on and sell him. I personally thought there would have been add-ons with it to make it up to 12, but apparently not. It is 9.5 million up front, which look, is a bit of a shocker in my opinion, especially because they're about to get 15 million for, is it Konet off from Burnley? I think it is as well. Yeah. So look, it is what it is, but. I think all of them on the stream a couple of nights ago, we're all pretty much, saying that all our best wishes to Shaq, because realistically, it's like you said, Mick, he's come in, done a job, done what Liverpool wanted him to do, was to be that impactful player when he did come on. And I think, especially in 18-19, he was fantastic for the first 7 months. And then, of course, when we went back to the 4-3-3, he did die out a bit. But would you agree with that? Do you think he had a better 18-19 than a 19-20?
Yeah, but I think he had a few injuries, didn't he? Which he never really got the chance to get his fitness back. He weren't played enough. But I do agree with that. But I just think his debut against Southampton, he was amazing. Then he got took off at half time. It was just like he was doomed from the start. I just think he may not be a Klopp type of player, but he's definitely a Liverpool type of player, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I absolutely get what you mean. And to be fair, that is probably the best moment of Shaqiri's career, sacking Jose Mourinho with 2 goals at Anfield in a 3-1 win for Liverpool. Anyway,
Connor, we got breaking news.
I have just seen someone said, breaking news, Real Madrid make a £160 million bid for Mbappe. So it's breaking news. I'm checking Twitter now, guys, as well, for you. This is a little bit breaking news as well. So I've checked it, and no one's. Apparently, it's coming from TalkSport. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, Dave has just gone live with it as well.
Oh, wow.
So
can they go away, please? Like, I'm not going to lie, Chris is going to hate me for this, but this was one of our topics that we were going to talk about. which was Mbappe to Liverpool confirmed. Because, of course, an English team reportedly were very much interested in Mbappe, and now it seems to be that Real Madrid have bidded for him as
So
well.
they've been pleading poverty. So where's this money coming from as well? It needs to be looked at.
Well, this is the thing. Like they've been screaming, of course, with the Super League as well, that they are in debt by £800 million. Like, where's the money come from? I'm still checking, guys, and it says at the minute that it is from TalkSport. Fabrizio Romano hasn't tweeted anything out. Don't know whether or not is it on Sky Sports, Mick?
No, it's still it's like the League Cup special program.
Okay.
It's not breaking yet, but it could. It's sort of breaking online a little bit.
Oh. Okay then. Right. Well, if there's any more news, we'll talk about Mbappe going to Real Madrid in a minute. Anyway, maybe we might change the title to Mbappe anyway. But let's talk then about Ben Woodburn. Of course, moving a bit away from Shaqiri. Ben Woodburn, Mick, me and you saw him in the two friendlies against Atletico Bilbao and Osasuna. If I've pronounced that correctly.
Osasuna.
Osasuna, there we go.
Osasuna,
I call her for some reason. Apologies for any fans that are from there anyway. But yeah, he came on in the second game, didn't he, mate, for Curtis Jones? And he looked decent, I would say. And it's been a bit of a hit and miss career, hasn't it, for him? Because he went to Blackpool, we all thought, under Neil Critchley. And we all thought, oh, he could thrive under that, learning under the former Liverpool under-23 manager, and then sadly broke his leg or broke his foot, I believe. And then when he came back to Liverpool, he broke it again, which was very, very sad for him, and never really recovered from that until now, and having a pretty decent pre-season, I would say, anyway. But what do you think on the move, mate? I think Hearts fans have been very happy about this as well, and I would have liked it if he had maybe gone to Rangers, maybe under Stevie G. But I think it's a good move for him. What do you think?
I'm surprised it's not a permanent move, to be honest. I would have thought. Do we know if there's some kind of fee at the end of the loan?
As far as I know, it's a season-long loan, and there's no buy.
So okay, so Liverpool may be putting him out to play first team games to sell him next season. And I can't see a future for him at Liverpool. He's over 20 now. He would, like I said, if he was going to break into the side, he would already be in the side. Yeah. He will, until we get somebody younger, he will hold that record as being the youngest goal scorer for Liverpool. So,
until Harvey Elliott, can Harvey Elliott get it now?
No. Very bored. No, he's way older now. It's going to be one of the new kids. We're going to have somebody special come in and score a lot younger. So, but going forward, I'm surprised. Like I said, I'm surprised it's not a full move. He was asked not to go straight away, but to me, him going on loan now, it just makes the forward line backup look a lot weaker with him and Shaq gone. Yeah. And it's a telling tale. I believe Liverpool aren't going to listen. We're not going to go in for a midfielder. I think they've got cover for midfield. That's their rhetoric being to the thing that they've got 2 or 3 players coming from the youth team that could come in and do as good job as the ones that we've got rid of. And we've got players coming back into fitness, and we're expecting a lot more from Thiago. So the midfield's okay. I really do believe there may be 1 or 2 forwards coming in.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, guys, isn't it? I think you like you said then, it was the fact that he was asked not to leave straight away, which was really surprising. Reading that earlier on, and it's also the fact where we was going to talk about it as well, with the linking in with the Shaqiri stuff, really, but especially with the Liverpool, looking for an attacker, and that's pretty much been said all summer long. Liverpool are looking for an attacker. I put on Twitter saying that I don't see Liverpool doing anything unless we sell Divock Origi. But we could end up buying someone and keeping Divock Origi. I believe we are at the moment full with squad depth at the moment with foreign players. I believe it's 17 players, I should say, foreign players at the minute. Loris Karius, of course, will most likely be left out due to the whole squad at the moment anyway. But Mick, is there anyone in mind that you can think of that Liverpool should go for? I know that there's a certain Wolverhampton Wanderers player that you very much like, which I'm a bit debated about.
Adama Traore all day long for me. I think Klopp improves him immensely and makes him a better finisher. He suits our style of play on the break. Imagine being away from home and him on the break and Salah and all them others feeding off them crosses. Whoa, unbelievable.
Yeah, I know.
I just got to go and touch my Wi-Fi because it's sort of going all funny on me. It's only Wi-Fi's dying.
Okay,
I'll be 2 seconds.
Let me remove Mickey, and it'll just be me for a moment anyway. But guys, for me, I like I said, I'm not really fussed about Adama Traore. Me personally, there's just something about him which, for me, like Chris says there, Traore weakness is the only end product. Yeah, he has pace to be fair, and has that element for him, but I just don't personally see it personally anyway. John says Woodburn doing really well up in Scotland. I very much hope so, mate. Gary's in saying great news, sign a player now. If that's what we're all hoping for, that is what we're all hoping for. Liam, hello Liam, hopefully having a fantastic day, mate. Says Gordon will be the next in line to take that Ben Woodburn record. I hope so, mate. I hope so. Like, apparently he had a really good game yesterday for Liverpool under 23s, I think it was, or under 18s in the mini derby. So that'd be very much a thing to look out for. Where are Real Madrid going to get 160 million from? It's laughable. I don't know, Helen. I don't have a clue where they've got it from. Hello, Dave. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, mate. If you want to join, Dave, let us know. You want to come in with me and Mick? I think Mickey is all good. There we go. Chris says, I hope we get I hope we get two forwards to replace Origi and Shaqiri. Well, I personally really want Jeremy Doku from is it Rennes? I think he's from. For me, okay, he isn't the end product now, but I just think that with the learning under Jurgen Klopp, I think he just could be something special. And look, we look for uncut gems. For me personally, I would just love it. I would absolutely love us to signing anyway. But David says, well, if Madrid do get Mbappe, they have Vinicius Junior. We could try and get. Very true. He did destroy us in the Champions League first leg. Fair play to him. Dave says Connor Mickey as well. Like I said, Dave, you are very much welcome. Just let us know in the chat. Hello, Dave's LC chats. Well, we mentioned that as well. Traore's weakness is only end product. Helen says Bale would have to be sold. No, I don't think so. Sadly,
now Zidane's gone, he's the number one boy again.
He's Antonio Conte, isn't he? You like Antonio Conte? Jesus Christ. Carlo Ancelotti. He's Carlo Ancelotti's guy, isn't he? He was in the...
He's played every minute so far, hasn't he? So, and he scored. So
yeah, which... Interesting. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, there's obviously Zidane is not happy with Bale, and we've known that from the time he was there before. He just doesn't rate him. There's something going on between the two of them. So that now he's gone. Everyone thought he was going to end up back at Spurs full time now, but apparently he's about to sign a new contract at Real Madrid. So,
well,
there's a turnaround.
It's weird, isn't it? The fact that last year we were all expecting him to be, the main man for Spurs. Now that he was coming back, and no, it just never happened for him anyway. What else do we have? Jesus, what's the story with Saul? Are we actually going for him? No. Absolutely not. Reports saying that he wants £500,000 per week, which if Mo Salah's not getting that, Sal Niguez is not getting that. And apparently, at the minute, well, Fabrizio Romano was reporting anyway, is that Chelsea are going to get him on loan, and then it will be an obligation to buy them for around 45 to 50 million pounds, which Liverpool I don't think would spend 50 million on a type of midfielder like that.
Yeah.
I hope Woodburn does well in Scotland, says Helen as well. Chris says Real Madrid are run by money government. Yeah. Me too, Helen, says Jeannie as well. Let me quickly scroll down because there is a few more comments before we move into the next topic. Liam says Saul I would like to see come in, and Doku as well. Good player, but don't think he has it, says Mark. Liam, I agree, mate. Dave said, send me the link. I will try and join in a minute. Okay, I think I've just sent it to you on Twitter, so hopefully Dave will be joining us. Anyway, Cosmos says, give this the thumbs up, guys. Yeah, if you could, please, very much do give us the big thumbs up, and also subscribe if you're new as well. Also, head over to Mickey's channel as well. I think I agree, Mark. Oh, go on.
Can we just talk about Sal? The reason I think James Pearce summed it up. He says Liverpool not going to pay 50 million, then give him 300 because that's the least he wants is 350 a week for a player that's going to sit on the bench.
Yeah. the thing is, from what I understood today from watching, I think I don't know whether it was the Red Blood podcast, but they were saying that Liverpool are looking for someone like a Ryan Gravenberch, someone that's young, someone that can develop and can also be an addition to the squad as well in the team. I think anyway. But
what's that Rennes midfielder called? The one?
Oh, Camavinga.
Now he's a perfect Liverpool signing. Young, full of talent, can be improved. Won't want to sit and play every game, and also won't be too much in weekly wages.
Yeah. Hello, Dave.
Dave,
I'm having a cup of tea out on my deck in here, baby.
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers, bro. How are you guys? All good?
Absolutely fantastic, mate. Mbappe, thoughts?
I heard the breaking news there. Well, I think he was always going to go to Madrid. I think they're the only club. He actually loves Madrid. I don't know whether you've seen the interview with him last year saying one club he would go to is Madrid. But where Madrid are going to get the money, I don't know. But I actually do think La Liga needs a superstar because they're hemorrhaging stars and they need someone. They need a big name. They're backed by the government. They're backed by the Spanish crown, you might as well say. So I could see this one going ahead, to be fair. I know everybody wants him at Liverpool. I don't think it was ever a runner. I want Haaland, actually. He's the guy I want at Liverpool, not Mbappe.
Well, to be fair, me and Mickey were talking about this before we went live, and it just makes sense at the minute. I think the release clause next year, I think the maximum it can go to now is around £80 million, which realistically is £5 million more. Oh, Dave's gone. £5 million more than Divock Origi, Virgil van Dijk, which, look, I think, Mick, it would make sense, wouldn't it?
Whatever you pay for him, he's going to be worth double in 4 years' time.
Yeah.
Or the length of his contract. So whatever you pay for him, he's perfect for FSG because he's going to hold his value. Now, I heard a little rumour saying that FSG won't buy a top star player like him because of the money. Listen, with this new Nike kit deal, where we get 20% of each sale, buying a big name player more than pays for itself. Yeah. And I do believe we're looking for the right one. And to me, out the two, Haaland suits us better because we've got an Mbappe, we've got Mo Salah that plays from the right. Yeah, you're giving Mo Salah a new contract, and you're buying Mbappe both to play in the same position. Two top stars playing for one position, it's not going to work, and one of them's going to be throwing the dummy out the pram every so often. Whereas they're not offering Bobby a new contract. We all know this. Bobby's got 2 years left max at Liverpool. We need to bring in a younger forward. It makes more sense to bring in Haaland. He's going to be a big name. He will sell shirts because he's already a world star. He's starting to listen. These big name players, they've all got like a following on Twitter and YouTube. Whatever club they go to, they follow.
Yeah.
He will bring millions of new fans to Liverpool temporarily while he's there. Even if he's there 4 years and then moves on, we're going to make double our money and we're going to make loads of money selling his shirts every year.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to throw a curveball in there. Let's say Salah hasn't signed his extension, right? Let's say Mbappe goes to Madrid in the next few days for 150 or 160 million. PSG now need a forward. What if PSG put 150 million bid in for Salah?
No.
And then Liverpool got Haaland.
I genuinely think they'd go for Ronaldo first over Mo.
PSG?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because as you just said, Mickey, in the last say 5 years, I even said to a guy today, kids follow players. They don't even, a lot of the younger kids, they don't really follow like traditional football team. I mean, even my nephews, I mean, one of them's going around the Chelsea jersey, even though he loves Ronaldo. You know what I'm saying? And he's walking around the Chelsea jersey. He'd nearly get Ronaldo's name in the back of a Chelsea jersey, even though he doesn't play for him. And he has a Juventus jersey. Do you know what I mean? Because Ronaldo plays for Juventus. So as you just said there, if he went to PSG, you get a lot of PSG jerseys. Imagine Ronaldo and Messi at PSG. The jerseys they'd sell would be.
It looks like it could.
Ridiculous.
I think that's going to happen because they're one of two clubs that could afford Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Man City are not going to go for Ronaldo. I really do believe that Ronaldo is going to move to PSG once
Mbappe goes. If Mbappe goes, I'd say.
Well,
that makes sense.
I think Fabrizio Romano said they would only cost £20 million. Like
20. It cost £24 million to buy his contract out, and then the money he wants, it's going to be messy money.
Oh yeah, of course it is. It's
going to be messy. Full stop. It's going to be messy. Full stop. Here, guys, don't get me wrong. I want Mo Salah to sign his contract extension. He's 2 years. I believe he will get the contract. I know Robbo got one today till 2026. They'll all be signed, pulled down to 26, 25. I just threw that out there as a little curveball, a little baseball. But I'd love Haaland at club though as well. I'd love him and Salah, to be fair. Him and Salah.
I think that though, Dave. I think it is an interesting point because realistically, they would be giving up what £350,000 per week wages, which Mo would happily accept. Obviously, I think the fee would be 160 million. Just give that to Liverpool and so forth. And it is an interesting curveball as well. But to take it back a little bit from the transfers as well. Let's talk about Andy Robbo. Your thoughts on the contract extension today that getting announced?
Well, it was inevitable, wasn't it? I mean, they're tying down the spine. They're tying down all the elite players. We Fabinho and Van Dijk and Alisson, and we can go through the whole lot of them. Obviously, we're hoping Salah soon. So he was another one, and Mane's another one that they just got to sign our best players down. I mean, people keep giving out about it. The fans keep giving out about it because we all want new players. We all want fresh blood at the club. We all know about that. I did a podcast last night was saying that it's very late in the window, and Klopp, the way he likes his tight group, doesn't like bringing in a big star name now a week before the window closes just because it's disruption. He doesn't like disruption, you know what I mean? So I'd be surprised if any big name comes in. But Robbo, he deserves it, doesn't he? I mean, lucky to have Tsimikas in the background, which is a little bonus for us to have him there. He's been playing well the last 2 games. But Robbo was always going to get the extension. Where was Robbo going to go? I mean, Robbo loves it there. We all love him, so we're all delighted for him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We mentioned earlier about Shaq and Ben Woodburn as well. Mickey said earlier, and it was actually a really good point, that doesn't think that midfielder will come in and it will just be a forward for Liverpool. Would you agree with that? Or do you think
I'm hearing your man Saul. Saul has been linked heavily now with United. I don't know whether you've seen that or not. And probably be for the very fact that they've McTominay and Fred in midfield, and they're probably looking at it after the Southampton game going, we need something in midfield. One of the areas United do need is actually midfield. They're all right up front. They're all right at the back now with Varane there. So I wouldn't be surprised if Saul goes to United and Liverpool. Listen, what have you got? Week left? Is it week today? Week today, isn't it? Week tonight. Listen, rumors and whatever you want to call them, and thing. I don't even know what your question was, but anyway, you know what I mean?
Listen, Klopp has brought in the final week before. I think Ox was brought with a couple of days before the window closed, so he has done it. I think what I think's happened is they needed to clear some deadwood and they needed to clear some non-homegrown players out.
Before they get anyone in, true.
They had plans. I think it's just taken a lot longer than they thought. Because this Shaqiri deal should have been done 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's been going on for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think with COVID, we've overestimated the price of our players. And we've got to understand is only the real elite players are holding their value.
Yeah.
Anybody else that was 50, 60 million, 40 million, they're all worth 20, 10 million.
It's one of those nights, Connor, isn't it? It's one of those nights.
It's like, to be fair, I think Mick's internet is a bit.
I better turn this sideways. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a brand new iPhone. I only got it today, and I'm just trying to work the bloody thing out. Brand new it is. Brand new.
To be fair, I can't get along with iPhones. It ends up flinging away from me anyway. But Mick is back. Hello, Mick.
I'll tell you what, it's very clear. Whatever it is, it's a brilliant phone on this bloody camera.
To be fair, it does look really good quality. So fair play to it. Yeah, I'm moving everyone.
It was my phone. That was not my Wi-Fi. That was my phone.
Oh, sorry.
It's like I'm literally touching it now, and it's like burning hot for some reason. I have no idea why. I have no idea why.
John says, no, we can't sell Salah. No chance, Dave. You sure that's tea you're drinking, mate? But no, let's talk about.
I'm not saying sell Salah. I'm just throwing a curveball.
If he doesn't sign this season, they won't allow him to run his contract down. They will, because they can get $10 for him.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's crucial that he gets this thing signed this summer. I'm sure we'll start looking for buyers January if he doesn't sign.
It says by here that Fabrizio Romano confirmed Real Madrid have made a formal bid of 160 million euros to sign Kylian Mbappe immediately. No green light from Paris Saint-Germain yet. Kylian Mbappe has turned down 3 different proposals from PSG to extend the contract. He's waiting now to be able to speak to Real Madrid.
I told you, he wants out. He wants out of there. He wants out of that bloody league.
He got booed by the fans every time he plays.
Well, Chris says Connor's Mbappe dream is over. Well, it isn't really, because
it is.
Yeah,
it is. Connor, come on.
Well, to be fair, right? I said I wouldn't mind Mbappe or Haaland. I would prefer Mbappe. I'm not gonna lie, but Haaland's not a bad second choice to have.
I don't think Mbappe was ever on the cards, lads. I really
it was like one.
It was a pipe dream. It was a.
It was a 1% chance and 99 faith.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
I think we put the Nike thing too much into the balance, because I know he's a huge Nike New Balance balance. He's a big, obviously, Nike ambassador or whatever you want to call him. So I think that was too much to do with it. I just don't even know whether, I'm not being funny, I don't know whether he would have even suited us. I think that someone like a Haaland suits us even, the style we play suits us even better. And Klopp, he's not going to change the whole bloody system just for one player, no matter how good he is. So I don't know whether that was ever going to, it was even on the cards.
Well, Haaland's the closest thing to Lewandowski I've ever seen in my life. And
he's unbelievable.
Lewandowski was unbelievable under Klopp.
Yeah, Klopp. Yeah.
So he does like that sort of player. We haven't got that sort of player in the squad at the moment, we have Origi, but he's like not as good.
Do we think then that obviously the report I think came out the beginning of the week about Lewandowski looking for a new challenge? It wouldn't be this summer; it'd be next summer. Do we think that we could be fighting Bayern?
They won 100 million.
No. I'm not saying let's get Lewandowski. Obviously Bayern Munich and Real Madrid have been linked forever. Do we think we could be in a fight with Bayern for Haaland?
No,
like a one-on-one fight.
Haaland wants Premier League.
I say he wants Premier League rather than the German League. He's probably had enough of the German League at that stage. Why stay another few years there? You know what I mean? And the other thing is, guys, I know we've been talking. Jack Mack was talking to Jack about it. I think it's next summer. There's so many top elite stars on free contracts. Yeah. And what's happening now, as we were talking about the thing about, players, fans following players on Instagram and TikTok and whatever you want to say. But this thing now where the players have all the power and their agents in the contract talks, and that's changed over the last 10, 15 years as well, where they let the contract run right down. Then they get the bigger piece of the pie. And they can negotiate on their terms when they want to move to, say, a big club. The likes of, say, Ronaldo, if he leaves it next year, Mbappe, that type of thing. And you get a bigger payday. So does their agent as well. So I know the agents would love it. But I think that's the big change in the last few years. You know what I mean?
I've just read that as well. PSG have rejected the first bid.
Jesus, this is all live. It's breaking news. Breaking news.
But it's weird, isn't it? The fact that 160 million, and they could literally just, Mbappe could go, fine, I'm just going to leave on a free next year. Surely they accept that, right?
I don't know. I mean, PSG aren't short of a penny, are they? Do you know another thing I would have thought? It looks like City What if City put in a counter bid because they can't get Kane?
I think they're getting Kane. I just think it's...
Well, it looks like Kane, doesn't it? It looks like Kane. It looks like Kane to me. But I was always thinking today, I was saying, well, if they don't get Kane, would they put a counter in for maybe, I don't know.
Well, I think Ronaldo got bid this morning, didn't he?
From who?
No, Ronaldo got linked with Manchester City this morning.
I thought it was Man United. I thought it was Man United he got linked with.
No, it was Man City.
Man City.
As an alternative.
Whoa.
Yeah. Which a little bit frightened me a little bit. I was like, for God's sake. Like, they've gone from Harry Kane and gone, oh, yeah, well, screw that. We'll just go with Ronaldo.
We go for Harry Kane and Ronaldo.
They could. If FFP was, I say, wasn't a thing.
An absolute joke.
They get around
Let's be honest, FFP doesn't
load
exist.
of dog shit.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, we know that.
Let's talk a little bit away then from transfers. We'll talk a little bit maybe if there's other news about Mbappe or other stuff as well. Of course, the aftermath after us beating Burnley by 2-0. Mickey, I know you was there. And just the atmosphere from watching at home, it just made you want to be there as well. How was it? How was it for you? And who was your star performer?
The hairs on my arms were standing on end. The atmosphere, I would got to say, it's probably the best atmosphere I've been to in 4 years, and especially with it being a 12:30 kickoff as well. Everyone was rocking, and I mean rocking. The first 10 minutes was deafening. Literally, you couldn't hear the whistles on the pitch, nothing. How the players heard it, I'll never know. But it was rocking.
That's what we missed, Mickey. We've missed the 12 months of that, 18 months, whatever you want to say. And that is huge for Liverpool. That's another bonus for Liverpool because we need Anfield. We need Anfield this season.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Definitely.
Dave, well, let's talk a little bit about Harvey Ali. I think everyone was not surprised, but was was over the moon when he started in midfield. Could we see him potentially be an impactful player against Chelsea on the weekend, or do we think that he's going to be used against teams like we'll try and break down like a Burnley, like a Brighton, and ease him in that way then?
I don't think he starts against Chelsea, lads, to be fair. I know Fabinho was back in training today. I think Fabinho will start. I know his dad passed away last week, but I think Fabinho, he's back in training. I think he'll play. We'll need him against Chelsea, to be fair. Henderson's back in there as well. I mean, the favourite three, as you know, in a big game would be Thiago, Henderson and Fabinho, wouldn't it, really? At the end of the day. Will Thiago be okay today? I think those three could play. I really do. The back four will pick themselves. I even think Tsimikas could keep his place. I mean, what has he done to be dropped? He's done nothing wrong. He's actually got better with games.
But I still think Robbo's experience will bring. I think the change will be Robbo, and it will be that three. It will be that three. I think he starts with the same front three. Yeah.
Well, Jota. Well, I mean, it's options, lads, and it's great having them. I mean, we weren't talking about this a few months ago. We were giving out about we've nothing on the bench. Now we can't even pick our 11, which is great. You know what I mean? That's brilliant.
Do we think Naby Keita got a shout at start?
Sorry, do you know what? I think Naby, Hendo, Fab. I really do. I think Naby, I mean, he's all about game time. He needs game time. And remember, there's an international break coming up. So he's got to get 3 games in a row. For Naby to get 3 games in a row without an injury is just, he's going to have to get a medal for that.
It's magical. It's absolutely magical. But
Simon Matip.
Well, to be fair, Matip's looked probably the best out of him and Virgil van Dijk at the minute.
Yeah, we know that. At some stage, even when Van Dijk was at his best, there were certain games Matip 2-3 seasons ago looked even better than Van Dijk. It just wasn't talked about. Yeah. He's unbelievable, that fella is. Unbelievable.
Not better than a 90 million fridge that's Manchester United.
Well, I've heard after the international break when we're playing twice, because we will be playing twice a week until February.
That's where
Klopp has said that you'll see different defences every week.
Yeah.
And he's going to pick and choose, and you'll see different midfield. The only thing that might not change is the front three.
That's exactly what I said on the pod last night. The very fact that Van Dijk will start the first 3 games, he will start against Chelsea, of course. Then the international break, they come back. You have 2 games a week. The Champions League comes back into the fray. Can Van Dijk play twice a week? Can the likes of Matip play twice a week with his injuries areas? You know, because Matip, I mean, as you say, he's been injury prone. The odds on Matip being, I wouldn't even put money on it this side of Christmas being injured again, because he just is injury prone. So Naby Keita too. So, as you say, we've got the squad there. I'd like another one in, maybe. Even just one, please. One would be nice, in before the window next week. But I'm happy enough. I'm confident with the squad we've got, lads.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you too, with the 2 changes and the rotation. I think the only person that won't get changed so much is Trent. I just have a weird feeling about that. I think
Salah.
Yeah, or Salah.
Salah's got to play every game.
Yeah, absolutely. But guys, I will read out all of your comments. Thank you for commenting as well. By the way, as well, if you have any questions for us, you know, of course, please leave them in the comment section down below. We'll hopefully ask, you know, if you have a question for any of us. City will get Kane. I called it for the whole transfer window. It's going all the way to deadline day, just like Berbatov to Manchester United all them years ago. Again, remember Berbatov?
I do. I do.
Like, he was the most laziest player, but once he got the ball, he was so good. Sadly, for Manchester United. John says Elliot going to be world class. Really is. There's a reason why Madrid tried so hard to get him. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Look, quite a few teams tried to get him. Man United tried to get him. Man City tried to get him. He was highly rated when we got him.
Yeah. He was the most highly rated youngster. I think he was 16 or 15-year-old at the time. He was the top man. Everybody wanted him. Liverpool. He's a Liverpool fan since he was a kid, so that's what I think, you know, gave us the little advantage. Yeah,
no, absolutely. I hope FFP plays a huge part in the window, says Helen. No, it won't. Like we said, he's shite. Well done, Sticker, now for the cent.
Gabby lad.
He's already is, John, says Helen as well. Chris says, we just need to keep giving Keita injury-free vaccines before every game. Stock him up, because so far I think he's been excellent in the 2 games. It is only 2 games, but I think he's done pretty much what the Genie Wijnaldum role is. And I think he's done it quite well, in my opinion, anyway. Gareth says, is Chris backtracking on Keita all of a sudden? I got your back on it. Thank you, Gareth, anyway. But John asks, do you guys think we could win the league as we are? Personally, I still think we can do it.
Simple answer, yes. You know what I mean? I think the key, Connor, is if we don't add in the window, the key is we got to keep the spine of the team fit. If the spine stay fit, if the elite 6 or 7 players stay fit, we've a really good chance.
Yeah.
Listen, guys. If we beat Chelsea, which I think we will do because we're at home, we could end up by the end of that weekend being the only side with a 100% record.
Oh yeah. I think it's a big game. I know it's only 3 games in on Saturday, but it's a big game. It's a marker. Plus, you have the international break and everybody goes away after 3 games and comes back. And once everybody's fit coming back, that's the key for me. But Chelsea, you know, they beat us. I can't talk about last year. I just tried wipe last year out of my memory for a lot of reasons. They beat us there, of course, but we weren't the same team. You'll never get us as bad as that again under Klopp. It just won't happen. And before that, we had a reasonably good record against Chelsea. So I'm expecting us to beat Chelsea on Saturday, maybe 2-0.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. Chris says, Gareth, he's played 2 games, needs to do it consistently, for God's sake. Mark says, still, we need to bring in players as we will be a static club, static as a club, and need to be buying and selling. And Chris says, everyone stays fit, we can win the league. We are dependent on the team staying fit. Exactly. And it is. If Liverpool have the best 1 to 11 in the Premier League, I think we can all pretty much agree on that. It is just the squad depth on that. Like Manchester City have the best, and Chelsea have the best squads. Yeah. And that's the thing we can't.
You got to put United in that bracket because
United have a decent squad. To be fair,
to be fair, they have brought well this summer. For once, they've brought well.
Yeah, well, their window's not even finished by the looks of it with Chelsea. Chelsea,
United could get Saul. That'll give them a bit of dynamic. That could change the dynamics a lot. If, let's say, in the next week, this time next week, if you're talking maybe next Wednesday morning when the window shuts, then you can have a chat about, I suppose only then you can really say, right, what's going to happen, because so much can happen in the next 7 days, guys. A lot can happen.
Yeah.
City could get Kane. United could get Saul. Chelsea could bring somebody in. We could bring somebody in. A lot could happen.
Yeah, no,
going on, like people saying we need to sign players. We've got to remember that there's a reason why Klopp moved the training ground to Kirby. And we spent 50 million, is to bring in more kids. And 2 or 3 years ago, when we were buying players, people was going, well, we need to use the academy. Now everyone's flipped their heads and gone mad and said, why are we using academy players? We need to use... You can't have it both ways. And there's nothing... The best side to play football in the last 20 years was that Barcelona side with 7 academy players in that side. 7 academy players. That is the dream for me, is a team full of academy players and 3 or 4 world-class players around them.
Didn't United do it? Man United did it. Remember when they had the likes of Nicky Butt and Beckham and
exactly.
Scholes? They did it, and Ryan Giggs. They all came up through, and that was it's very hard to do. Now Liverpool have a nice little backup coming through. We know Elliott and Curtis Jones are there. Mosalowski, the Polish forward, and your man Katie Gordon is going to be Flash Gordon. This guy is Flash Gordon. This guy is going to be good. There's just 2.
Well, apparently he was man of the match yesterday, wasn't he, in the mini derby for the under-18s? Which, look, it'd be fantastic if that is the case. And go on, Mick. Go on.
There's quite a few kids coming through that we're not hearing about. And listen, now Klopp's got an eye on him and he's next to him and he can see him. It's going to be even better. He said, before, he doesn't see him as much because he has to drive through an hour's worth of traffic to get from Melwood to Kirby and watch him. So, listen, it's not lose our heads about. We do need to sign players, but we don't need to sign 3 or 4 players and get rid of. We need to sign one fantastic player. If that player isn't available, we won't buy him. What's the point of buying someone that isn't as good as what we've got?
That's pretty much what Klopp said, I think, in an interview about a month ago. Yeah. You don't just bring players in just for numbers. You bring somebody into the jigsaw that can fit the bloody jigsaw. And it's not going to disrupt the jigsaw, and it's going to be lovely. And Liverpool, as we know, they nearly get the DNA off the players before they sign them. I mean, there's scientific models. It's a mathematical model nearly to sign a player, Liverpool, the way they do it. And it's months or even a year in advance. So they're not just going to sign someone off the shelf. This is has to fit in. The group has to be, So I hope still, listen, there's a week to go, guys. It's possible. It's possible we might bring one in. I think it might be just one. I think a lot depends on the likes of Origi. If Origi goes, I think there's definitely one.
Oh, yeah.
In. Definitely.
Well, Chris asked, will we sign anyone before the window closes?
There you go.
In our opinion.
I think it's dependent.
I think it depends on our outgoings, though,
If at the moment we're struggling to get rid of Origi, one we're asking too much, but that can be negotiated.
Yeah.
2, he's happy to sit on the bench with the money he's getting at Liverpool. I think we made a mistake with giving him a bigger contract because we've made him
70 grand, 80 grand a week, something like
that. 110 now since.
Oh, Jesus! He's on twice I'm on.
Yeah, but he's on 10 quid less than me.
But you know what I mean. That was the mistake. We should have sold him in 2019 after the Champions League final. That's so
exactly. That's what I said.
That's when it was the highest. We didn't get rid of him. And listen, we can't. I don't like saying get rid of players that were good for us, and we're treating them as like shite just because they're not fitting in or they're not playing. He's been good for us, but I just think for himself he needs to move on and get playing time because he's just not going to get it this season.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And look, Chris, to answer your question, I do think Liverpool will sign one player, and that's it. So I'd like us to bring in 2. I'd like us to bring in a forward and a midfielder, but I think sadly it is going to be 1. Obviously, with Divock moving on anyway. But guys, I think we're going to leave it there for tonight. Anyway, there isn't any more breaking news from what I've seen anyway on Twitter about Kylian Mbappe and so forth. So look, that news coming out. Apparently, PSG rejecting it, which is mad. 160 million euros, which is crazy. But Dave, anything coming up on anyway on YouTube or anything like that?
Well, we've Champions League draws are on Thursday. I think Doug is doing a big show, a live show for that. Doug Out Football Channel. I'll check into that. But just live shows. Probably Thursday night do a big Chelsea preview. Huge game the weekend, guys. Huge.
Yeah, absolutely, and thank you for coming on as well in your lovely back garden. I've noticed it's a very chill atmosphere.
And the light came on for the superstar.
But Mick as well, thank you for coming on, mate. Excited for the weekend coming up?
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm so confident we're going to beat Chelsea. I think we've respected them. The way they're talking, they think they're going to steamroll everybody. I think they're going to come overconfident. We're just going to hit them on the break because they're not going to put 10 men behind the ball. We're going to get chances, and I'm sure that I think it may be the first time we concede, but I think we've got enough to score more than they have.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have, please feel free to leave a like. It's very much appreciated. Please head over to Planet LFC. Please head over to Dave's LFC chat, and make sure to put all the links in the video description down below as well. But guys, thank you. We'll be back probably on Thursday now, unless, of course, there's news tomorrow with anything with a Chelsea preview for you guys. Hopefully, we'll have Josh on the channel to talk about Chelsea as well. But hopefully, guys, you have a safe day and a safe weekend as well if you're not watching us on Thursday. But yeah, stay safe.